Ever get that feeling?
Yeah.
Like watching something so unfair happen and you just wonder, will anything ever be done about it?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, today we are diving into a moment where justice isn't just a wish, it's real.
Real consequences.
Real consequences. We're looking at a daily devotion, and it focuses on 2 Kings, chapter 9.
Okay, 2 Kings, got it.
And there's the one verse 7. It says, "You are to destroy the house of Ahab your master, and I will avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the Lord's servants shed by Jezebel."
Whoa, strong words.
Right. So we're going deep on this. We're talking justice. We're talking leadership. Buckle up, because this is powerful stuff.
I'm ready. What jumps out at me right away is this isn't just some random act of revenge. This feels like a long time coming.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like the devotion says, years of Ahab and his family, especially Jezebel, they were doing some seriously messed up stuff, and God finally says, enough.
Yeah, it really highlights that even when things seem to go on forever, there can be a breaking point.
A turning point, for sure. And the person chosen for this, well, let's just say he's not who you'd expect.
Yehu.
The devotion calls him an unexpected commander.
Unexpected how?
Not exactly known for being super devout, but he's the one God chooses to bring down Ahab's entire family. And that's crucial to understand. This wasn't some personal vendetta.
So no settling scores.
No way. Our source is clear about that. It was divine justice, plain and simple, all because of the terrible things Ahab's family did, Jezebel especially, pushing false gods, hurting God's prophets.
The text doesn't let you forget. It's not about some personal grudge. It's about holding people accountable for actions that hurt a whole nation. Idolatry, killing innocent people. This stuff goes against God's covenant, corrupts everything.
You hit the nail on the head. And that's really what we're getting at in this deep dive. 2 big ideas. How seriously God views injustice, and the immense responsibility that comes with leading people in a way that honors God.
Big topic.
Big topics, but they affect everyone, even today. So let's break it down. First up, how serious is God about justice?
Okay, so think about how Jehu becomes king. It's not like someone just says, hey, you're in charge.
Right.
No, a prophet sent by Elisha himself anoints him, and it comes with a mission. To wipe out Ahab's family, Jezebel included. That's heavy stuff.
It's a direct order. And it wasn't a surprise. Remember Elijah? Way back, he prophesied this was going to happen. So Jehu wasn't acting on his own. He was fulfilling God's plan, a plan set in motion way before.
Whoa, so this was destined to happen, like years in the making.
Exactly. And what does that tell us? That God means business. He's not messing around. When he says something, when he promises justice, it's going to happen. Maybe not when we expect, but it will.
God's on his own timetable.
You got it. But he's never late. And that brings us to leaders. Ahab and Jezebel messed up a whole nation. Their choices had huge consequences.
Their actions had a ripple effect. They weren't just hurting themselves.
Exactly. And think about it. Leaders today, they have that same power. Their choices affect so many people, for good or bad.
It's like their leadership amplifies everything. If they're good, it spreads. If they're bad,
it spreads even faster. And our source really dives into why God's justice matters so much. It's about his holiness. He can't just ignore evil. It goes against who he is.
So it's not just about punishment, right? It's bigger than that.
You got it. It's about upholding what's true and right. It's part of his very being. And think about that in your own life.
What do you mean?
God's authority isn't just for big dramatic stuff. It's for everything. How we treat people, how we act at work, it all matters.
You're saying live right every day, every decision.
Exactly. And if you're in any kind of leadership role, whoa, listen up. You got to be honest. You got to be humble.
Lead like you're serving, not like you're better than everyone else.
Right. Because the opposite. Look at Ahab and Jezebel. That's what happens when leaders abuse their power. And here's something else, something so important. We need each other. We need people to keep us accountable, to help us stay on the right path.
Like a support system to make sure you don't stray.
Yeah. We're not meant to do this life alone. It's about community, people who share your values and can tell you when you're messing up. Okay, ready for the second big idea?
Lay it on me.
Godly leadership. Jehu, remember? He didn't waste any time. King for like 5 minutes. And he's already taking down Baal worship.
He was on a mission. Tear down that temple, get rid of the idols, back to the one true God.
No hesitation. And that's a lesson for us. Leadership isn't about a title. It's about influence. You use what you have to guide people towards God's principles.
You can be a leader anywhere, right? At home, at work, even just with your friends.
It's about the impact you make. leading people towards what's good, what's right. You know what else? True leaders, they don't sit back and let bad things happen.
They stand up for what's right.
They call out injustice. They fight for truth, even if it's hard, even if it's unpopular. Because staying silent, that's almost as bad as doing the wrong thing yourself. And here's something Jehu shows us. Restoring what's been broken. Israel was drowning in idolatry, but he worked to fix it, to bring people back to God.
That takes guts to clean up someone else's mess. It's way easier to just ignore it.
And that's leadership, fixing what's broken. It's not just about tearing down the bad stuff. It's about rebuilding, making things right. So what does this mean for us? Well, first, we need to choose our leaders wisely. In our churches, in government, everywhere.
Look for people who are honest, who actually follow God's word.
Who want what's best for everyone, not just themselves. And if you're a leader, remember Jehu. Be brave. Make decisions based on what's right, not what's easy.
So walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Exactly. And we all have a role to play. We can support good causes, speak up for what's right. Even small things make a difference.
It all adds up.
It all adds up. So that's our deep dive. We've seen how seriously God views justice, how important it is to choose godly leaders, and how we can all be part of making the world a better place.
Powerful stuff.
Powerful stuff. But here's one last thought. Think about Ahab. Think about Jehu. Now think about yourself. How do you answer the call for righteousness? In your life, your job, your family, what does it actually mean to lead with justice and righteousness? It's a question worth thinking about long after this is over.
I know I will.
Me too.